What's up, guys? Welcome to another I'm a Fighter podcast. This is episode 30.
It's too late, it's my fate, I can't turn around. There's no fear in the mirror to hold me down.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another I'm a Fighter podcast. This is Manafest, where we want to entertain, inspire, and educate. And what a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. I got this really cool book that I just want to read something that I got really inspired by. His name's Joseph Roberts. I met him at the Believers Convention. And he has this little book called Say What. And it's all about the power of words in your confession. And I just want to read a little blurb out of it. I thought it was really dope. It says, man's system is based solely on education and feeding the mind. God's system is solely based on revelation and feeding the spirit man by renewing our mind to his word. And I know that's super heavy, but I'm a big book nerd. I love to educate. I love to learn and understand things because, the word says, for a lack of knowledge, people perish. And I've perished and I've suffered because I didn't know something. I didn't know the answer to something, so I made a dumb decision. But what's really cool about this is, yes, education is important and stuff, but God's system is on revelation. And that's when the light bulb goes on in your head and you're just like, boom. And that just really inspired me. And there's a little other scripture here I just want to read just because I got it here. It says, Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Sometimes we need things. It's not wants, it's our needs, and God provides, and he is good. Well, I am so stoked because the album, The Moment, is done, and we've been shipping them out. We've been signing them, getting them ready, the posters, all that stuff. Me and the team have been crazy around the clock, making sure that your stuff gets out there. I make sure I am personally involved in stuff because, hey man, this is my record, this is my album, and I'm just so excited. And your response for the first 3 songs has been so rad. For Edge of My Life, Cage, and Diamonds. And I just did a live Q&A actually, which was kind of fun, regarding the record. And we shut down the pledge campaign. I want to thank everybody that pledged, pre-ordered the album. You can still get the record. And if you want, the best place where I'm going to ask you guys to get it, if you haven't yet, is go to our website, to our store, because that helps us the most. And I appreciate that. And I want to encourage you guys, when it comes out, share it. Tell people about it, man. Get the word out. Share your favorite song. And I'd appreciate that so much, just to help this message and the music spread. Well, I did a really cool interview with this guy for this Breathecast, and he let me have the audio for it, and I wanted to share it with you because I thought it was a really good interview regarding the record. So we're going to go into that right now.
Hey, this is Chris.
Hey, this is Justin from Breathecast. You were trying to call me, and I guess the number wasn't working?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Yeah, how's it going? I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
I know they said I had 20 minutes, but now we're running late. Do we still have 20 minutes, or do I need to go a little quicker?
No, we can still do 20 minutes. I talked to Laura. She pushed the other interview back about 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's get right into it. Yep, last time I spoke to you, The Fighter was coming out. So
okay.
Now we're on to the next thing. But
yep.
So The Moment's coming out August 5th. How is this album going to build upon or advance kind of what you did with Fighter?
Yeah, stylistically, I went back to a little bit of my roots with rhyming, but still singing a lot. Working with the new producer, Joel Brewer, who we both kind of feel like we stretched each other lyrically and musically. And, every album builds, and the thing is, though, you got to make sure you're putting a lot of effort in, man. You start to just ride on the successes of the past, but you got to, force yourself not to do that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Now, I noticed that the album's almost, I feel like, kind of split. Like, the first half is a little more poppier, and then the second half really picks up and is really, like, rockin' or a little more gritty. Now, how do you, kind of progress from rap and rock and keep yourself, coming up with new ideas?
Well, the fact that I do mix the genres a lot gives me, a lot to play with. And, the way I would approach a hip-hop track as opposed to a rock track or a pop track is completely different. And so, you know, from all the traveling I do, the books I read, movies I go see, and people I hang out with, I'm just always getting new ideas.
Cool. Now, probably your best collaborator is Trevor from TFK, which he's on Diamonds. You guys always, you know, kind of bring the best out of each other. And I read your book and how he kind of took you under his wing. Now, how does your chemistry kind of come to a head on these tracks together? And, you know, every time you guys sit down to do a track, do you have like a certain goal that you're looking for?
You know, since we've been working together for so long, it's kind of like we know what each other like. And, you know, Trevor is really good at kind of pulling me in directions that, you know, might be stretching but still work. We didn't actually even sit down in the same room for that last track. Joel and him did when they were on tour to track some of Trevor's vocals and stuff. But I was, we just collaborated online, really, and we just sent files back and forth. That's kind of how we did it for this one.
It's kind of nice that you could do all that stuff now. Just everything online. Don't even have to be there.
Yeah, technology is rad.
So for this album, you of course did you worked closely with the fans in raising the money. Now, did that have any effect on, you know, driving you and exactly what was going to get put on the project?
It didn't have with, like, driving it, but it is a lot of work to do one of those campaigns. I recommend that every, you know, artist or band to do one because it's a great way to connect and build with your fans. It's just, you know, a way to communicate and just get their support and make them feel like they're involved, you know. I think it's really important.
And
I'm glad we did it. Sorry.
No. And how do you kind of come up with the perfect balance of, you know, the rewards for people donating and the different levels for that, like the different incentives?
Well, you know, I'd probably do it different next time because some of the ones that we did with, like, signing the CDs, and I always want to hook my fans up, you know?
Yeah.
And I really went all out with some of the packages and stuff, and I probably feel like now when we're putting them together, it's like I got a team of people helping me, and it is a lot of work, man. So I'd probably scale it back and honestly make people pay more if they want some of these packages because it's my time, and, you know, my goal is to serve my audience the best I can, and really the best thing for me to do is to be making more music, not just signing CDs, you know?
Yeah, I could imagine you had quite a bit of things to sign. I was looking at some of the incentives.
Yeah, we went a little overboard.
Everyone will remember it, so it'll be good. And you'll remember it now you learned not to do it the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, the album is the moment, and you talk about having that moment. What was the exact moment that you said to yourself, this is my calling, and this is what I'm meant to do?
You know, there was... Yeah, well, when I quit my job, to go on the road, you know, when I was making like $70,000 a year, and I went broke almost, you know, but even when you're on the road, just because I quit my job actually didn't mean like I had thought I had made it, and then all of a sudden I was living it, and it actually wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, you know, and so it's a process. It was a real process, man. It didn't just happen overnight, and like I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, now I've made it, you know. Yeah.
Now, what was kind of that moment that you could really look back and it kind of summarizes your entire career? Like, this was the moment that, you know, you became Manafest and that you knew, like, this was it.
I think, honestly, when I was able to start really providing for my family, you know, and we're finally starting to be a little bit more financially stable, it was like, okay, this can actually work as a career. And obviously all the emails from fans, you know, and when it's connecting, you know, with people, it's like, okay, because nobody wants to do anything, you know, an artist can say, oh, I just make art for myself, but that's such a lie. You know, you make stuff for other people, you know, you want people to appreciate your work and stuff, and so, you know, you don't want to keep doing something if people don't like it, you know?
Yeah. And one more moment question. If you don't mind sharing, was there a moment that you wish that you could kind of go back and redo regarding your career?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I made a lot of dumb decisions. I've wasted thousands and thousands of dollars on different things, trying marketing things, radio. I quit my job a little too early. You know, I don't look at them as regrets, but there's certain decisions, people I hired, where I should have listened to God a little bit more and been a little more patient.
Now, did writing your book kind of change anything about you as an artist in terms of being more open in your songwriting, or, you know, even interacting with the audience at a show, or speaking to fans?
You know, I'm starting to shoot a lot of videos and getting really personal, and I always was pretty personal, but, you know, writing the book and then doing the podcast and all these things has really opened me up to be kind of a bit of an open book, and I think it's been really great to be transparent, and I want all my fans and people to feel like they do know me, you know?
Mm-hmm. And do you find, since you're opening up, you know, maybe some of your fans are opening up more with you and sharing different stories?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Now, to kind of change gears a little bit, aside from the ministry aspect of music, what are some of your goals as an artist, and why do you think being a Christian artist sometimes gets a bad rap?
You know, there's just so many stereotypes from people on the outside looking in, you know. They really have no idea how the industry works and how the music business works and what the lifestyle is until you've lived it. And I've been in this thing for over 8 years and seen people come and go, you know. And I actually created a course called Launching Your Career as an Artist so that people can really think about what it is they're doing. Like, it's like there's a chapter, a module in there called Lifestyle Design, because sometimes we get into something and we don't really think about the type of lifestyle we're going to lead by going into it. And all of a sudden you just jump into something because you think it's something else, and all of a sudden you're in it. You're like, this isn't what I really wanted, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's really important to know what it is you really want and what you feel called to do before you just go and jump into something. And you know, there's just a lot of things that have a bad rap, but you know, until someone's actually lived it and been in there, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, no, for sure, definitely. Now, but what about on your end? Do you have a sort of long-term goal that you're looking to fulfill, or are you just kind of taking it, you know, one step at a time?
I have a long list of goals for, you know, I call them lifetime goals, and I have goals I set for each year. You know, I just had a daughter recently this year, and
Congrats.
you know, releasing an album this year as well, and you know, doing all kinds of stuff. And it's as a, you know, the way God created us, I think, is to always be future thinking and looking, you know, towards the future. And you know, I want to keep creating more music. I want to write more books and just impact more people, and just keep it exciting and keep challenging myself.
Awesome. Now, a little bit of on the hip hop spectrum. Do you think that it's possible for a Christian rapper, maybe for example like a Lecrae or an Andy Mineo, to make some sort of major impact within secular music market? And I mean, you see it all the time in rock and pop and country music, but hip hop seems to kind of be behind. Do you think it'll take something specific to really jump out, or do you think it's just not possible?
Oh, I think it's happened, you know. I think Lecrae and Andy Mineo are two great examples that have crossed over and you know, reached mainstream success in many ways. There's, you know, it's funny though, you know, like you think it's mainstream success. They might not be a household name, but they're definitely doing very, very well in both, I think, the mainstream and the Christian, and they have a really great supportive team, and I think it's awesome, man. I'm really excited about what those guys are doing, and I 100% support them.
And speaking of those two guys, would you ever consider doing a collaboration with either of them, or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah, I think that'd be cool, man. Yeah, I like Andy Minio's stuff a lot, and Lecrae. I like a lot of his newer stuff. I think he's doing some good stuff, and I'm sure that could be a possibility in the future.
Awesome. Now, do you have anything planned, with this tour that you have coming up? Anything, out of the ordinary, or something that you're going to be adding into the mix?
Nothing specifically, man. Just there's a few shows I'm doing with the DJ that I haven't done in a long time.
Oh, that's cool.
And but just gonna be playing more shows and doing more speaking. But just looking forward to playing and performing some new music.
Great. All right. Well, that's kind of it. You went through these with some good answers, man. Is there
Cool.
anything else you want to add or plug before we go?
No, you did. You're a great interviewer, man. You asked some great questions, and so it makes it easy, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah, dude.
Good luck with this album, the tour, and everything. I listened to it a couple times today. Really liked it, and I'll talk to you later, I guess.
All right, buddy. Hey, have a great week.
All right, you too. Bye.
Cheers.
All right, so there was the interview with my man there about the record, The Moment. I hope you guys are super stoked as I am about it, man. Like, seriously, I can't wait for this record to be out, fully released, August 5th. I'm going to be doing something really fun, and to find out, you've got to sign up to the email list on Manafest.com. That's going to be a live Q&A video chat with me. I'm going to be live taking your questions right there live. You can watch it through YouTube. It's going to be through a Google Hangouts, but you got to go to Manafest.com, sign up on the email list so we can tell you about it. I can't wait for that, and I just want to thank you guys again so much for listening to this podcast. Your comments continue to keep coming in, and it encourages me to take the time to do this and invest in you. And I just believe in you guys so much, man. I know you got dreams. I know you got things out there that you guys are doing and making an impact. And the cool thing is we're all called to do something different. We're all called to be on assignment and to be out there stirring something up and making a difference in people's lives. Well, a fighter's someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on your friends. Don't quit on your family. And most importantly, don't quit on God, man. Do something great, man, and make a difference out there. Hey, here's a song that I'm really stoked about because it's all about breaking off those limiting beliefs of how you see yourself or maybe how people have seen, and they try and put you in a box. And in this song specifically, I'm talking about being put in a cage, and it's time to break out and just go for it. No limits. Step out and do something great. Break and bust out of that cage. Going out to all my fighters listening to this. This is my brand new song, Cage.
I left the cage and I broke the rules. Kept my name in my you fool. I you fool. Wrong way you'd say to me. Won't make it was just the fuel. Just the fuel. I needed to push away. Who's the first to cave? You were just a slave. I won't suffocate. I just contemplate who's here today. I sign my name. Don't mess with the mascot. You're like a Tesla. No gas, phantom, handsome. Faith bread, faith anthem. Fade at the 5 grandsons. Got time, still handsome. Don't know who you're playing with. Who you're talking to. What you think this is? I pay no mind to a shaky eye. If the darkness comes, then my light will shine. This cage is too small to hold me. Nothing you can pay to hold me. This cage is too small to hold me. Nothing you can pay to hold me. I'm breaking out this cage. 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 Fast forward and I'm free now. I'm free now. Put your feet down, freak out. Let my chest breathe out. Feel how the lungs inhale, exhale, peace it out. Blue face, go what you dream